Ladies and gentlemen, I am Mutual, the game is Hearthstone, and this is Scrub of the Arena! You know the rules. It is 150 gold or 149 to enter. Your price may vary depending on currency. Happily it's gold this time, because I'm cheap. And we have a choice of characters. So, Druid, Mage or Warrior? Well, I've been playing Mage a little bit in constructed play of late with a Revin Up the Gorobashi deck. That's got a few videos, check them out. Yes, that was a blatant plug. So let's go for Garrosh Hellscream the Warrior. Probably death, let's be honest here. So, first option, spell damage is useless. My control tech can be kind of fun in the late game, and the Twilight Drake is one of those games where basically you really hope you have a decent hand. Let's go for the mind control tech as a late game surprise. Next option, Silvermoon Guardian's a nice tank. Well, temporary tank, at least coming as it does with Divine Shield, but it is only a 3/3 at 4 mana. Acidic Swamp Ooze is a cheap 3/2, and it gets rid of an opponent's weapon, which is very situational, but kinda handy when it works. Or you've got the Imani Berserker, 2/3 for 2 mana, but he does have no range. On the other hand, with only 3 health and no real possibility of a heal, because this is a warrior deck, anything that can trigger the enrage is most likely going to smear it across the floor next turn. So, tank or damage, tank or damage, tank or damage, 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 damage! Can't wait for the opponents to die of old age. Right. Now, the last Scrub of the Arena episode, I passed up the Murlocs and it turned into a bit of a disaster. The game basically handed me a Murgle Creed option. So, let's get the Cold Light Seer out. And, charge or silence? Charge or silence? Charge or silence? Silence is kind of handy because it lets you shut down things like Taunt. And if someone decides to play a Mega Minion, you can basically shut out a lot of the abilities there as well. On the other hand, charge is, well, charge. Let's go with Spellbreak, however. Silence is a bit handy, and particularly since you can then use the Warsong Commander to basically get charged to all the cheapies, particularly again if we get a Murgle Krieg option, and lots of Murlocs. Do need some defensive options, however, so we shall have the Booty Bay Bodyguard. And could Slam, which is an interesting warrior option, because if it survives you draw a card, or could just go for the traditional Raid Leader, or Abusive Sergeant. Let's go for warrior specific. Slam. Beat them in the face. Molten Giant. I don't intend to be running around getting that kind of damage, thank you very much. So we'll have a big game hunter just to take out anything heavy in the end game. Where are all the Murlocs? Am I going to regret taking the Seer? Right, Acolyte of Pain. Again, that's a milling card. Again, you have to keep running it into one attack mobs to take some damage. On the other hand, I don't have any way of healing it, so my options are limited. We'll get the Priestess of Illumin, I think, since that gives me a bit of an emergency heal. What else? Stampeding Kodo, 2 or less attacks. That's basically a kind of mini Shadowword Pain as a battle cry. On the other hand, 5 mana for a 3/5 beast is a little bit weak. So we'll go for Martyr Swordsmith just as a random buffing mob. And we'll also have an Ironbeak Owl as, again, a cheap silence on battle cry. Right, what else could we have? Fiery War Axe is a nice option. Basically 6 damage via Garrosh, spread over 2 turns, so you've got multiple targets. Or Lord of the Arena, 6/5 Taunt. I am a little weak on tanks at the moment. Decisions. Let's go for the Axe. Give him the Axe, and yeah. Sometimes the random number god just likes to have a game with you. Execute, because I need a quick, cheap kill. And second Slam, I think, in case I want to mill a deck quickly. Oh, you can even have a third Slam. Tempting, but no. Formar Farseer, again, some rapid damage. Second Execute, just because. And Lok'tar Warrior is nice in the early game, but it does tend to get a bit stomped on by mid-game. There's enough things running around with 4+ damage that can kill it off in one shot, so we'll have the Mogashan Warden instead. Where are my Murlocs? Have I just gone and picked a Murgle Krieg that's not going to materialise? We'll have a second Iron Beak Owl, again shutting down his taunts, and a Razorfen Hunter. Okay. Right, Sunfury Protector. That's basically a panic buff for me. Lets me turn 2 mobs into tanks. Deal 1 damage to a minion, give it +2 attack. Now that could be fun if you mix it with an Enrage and get even more options. However, the Stormwind Champion gives me some late game options, in particular the you-know-what, you're all boosted up, and anyway it's a 6/6, so I'm kind of weak on high-end mobs. Speaking of which, let's have a Lord of the Arena. Right, what else? A Murloc Raider, I think. Are we going to get a Murgle Prig? Probably not. Frost Elemental again, Battle Cry for freezing. A Cleave or Murloc? Cleave or Murloc? Cleave or Murloc? Murloc. And Murloc. And Murloc. And okay. So I think we'll have the Cleave, just give me some limited AoE. And a 4/3 is a bit weak, but that 2/2 is handy. Now, what did I go for? Yeah, we'll go with the Amani Weaponsmith. And I really don't want to field the Arcane Golem, since that lets me basically put an opponent ahead. So we'll have the... either... I'm tempted here. Defender of Argus is, again, it's a very nice defensive option. Adjacent minions get 1/1 and taunt. So it's an amped up version of the Sunfury Protector, as you might expect. On the other hand, 2, 3, 4 mana. Against that, Emperor Cobra is basically my sniper. Any minion damaged by this minion, boom, headshot. So that can be very useful for killing off a low attack, high health taunt, like the Mogashan Warden's a classic example. Yeah, one or t'other, one or t'other. Can't have both, unfortunately. Let's go for the defensive option. So there we go, the deck is selected. Let's see how badly I get my... No, I can't say that on YouTube, can I? Oh well. Roll the spinny thing. Nice of Blizzard to put in that cue display. Come on. Come on. Come on. Please note that's your current weight, not your total estimate. Yes, 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 yes. Get on with it. Right. A shabby Shaman can but hope.
Garrosh versus Valera.
Watch your back.
Victory or death.
Okay, so she'll be pulling weapons, which actually makes the Acidic Swampoos quite an interesting choice. And the Murloc Bluegill Warrior gives me an aggressive opener. If she pulls out a taunt, I've got the Iron Beak and the Spellbreaker in hand. So let's roll with that hand to begin with. See what happens. She'll have the first turn, which means I get the coin. So, Warsong Commander comes in. She has simply passed on the turn. Now, I could just get aggressive here. No, we'll pass for the moment, because I can then coin and get the commander out on turn 2 and then just start beating down from there and abusing charge. There goes the 1/2 dagger. Well, the Murloc can't take the hit, but the slime can, so that's very tempting. Stormwind Champion's just going to have to sit there until my late game comes along, but it's interesting to have if I can deploy out multiple versions of the deck. So we'll pull out the Battle Cry, get rid of the weapon. I actually got some mileage out of that. Battle Cry for once, which is a first. I've seen that many, many times, usually because I tend to run decks with no weapons. It's a complete waste for my opponent. On the other hand, 3/2 turn 2, and has just wasted some effort. However, is going straight for the face. So I can pull out the Bluegill Warrior. There's no point bringing out the Owl because there's nothing to silence at this stage. So let's just go for a fast beatdown. The other option, of course, is to bring out the Kor'kron Commander at this stage. Sorry, Warsong Commander. Different people entirely. On the other hand, 3 mana. Or I could coin up... No, there's no point bringing out the Spellbreaker either, or indeed the Defender of Argus. So you know what, we'll get the Commander out, and then run in the beatdown. So next turn, Defender of Argus, that'll give those two the boost, and then let me charge him with the lot and we'll see what happens. Of course, this could go completely wrong if there is anything aggressive in her hand. What am I kidding? Deal 2 damage to an undamaged minion you get. Well, at least I got some mileage out of it. And here comes the combo. Right, so smack. Okay, options. Right, so we will... Okay, I could trade off the Murlocs to get rid of these Defiers, and I would have one standing at the end of it. They both have charge courtesy of the Kor'kron. Particularly if I then run the Kor'kron in there, I'd then be able to get the Defender of Argus out next turn. Maybe. Don't have a taunt as yet, and there's no point pulling out the Owl or the Spellbreaker because there is no silence. I don't really want to see that ramped up, however, so... Actually, no, change of plan. We're going to go for a blitz with both Murlocs. And yes, I'm aware that this is wasting options until the Kor'kron's up. Then we're just going to smack her in the face with all of them, because at this stage, if they want to shut me down at any point, they're going to have to start trading the cards themselves. So they may well pass up the trade entirely. Or they may do Blade Flurry, which is extremely nasty. Are you going to go for the combo? Yes, you are. Oh dear. Right, time for a rethink, I believe. So that's a 6-2. So we will pull out the Iron Beak Owl and just shut that effect down quickly. Takes it to a 2-2, and then pull out the next stage. Unfortunately, I've lost my charge, and I'm going to lose either the Owl or the Titan. It doesn't much matter. Of course, if there is anything nasty in that deck, I am going to pay for it. Okay. Right, there's the trade, and also I get some Mojo Murloc. Okay, so we're going to slam the Mogashan to begin with. It'll survive and that'll let me draw the card, which gives me the Fiery War Axe. Okay, at this point I am going to pull out the Spellbreak. That's my second silence, gets rid of the Taunt. And then Murloc to the face. No point in coining at this stage. So, let's see what comes out. Options next turn. Defender of Argus to boost everybody up and give them Taunt. Stormman Champion will have to wait for a bit. Can also use the Fiery War Axe to go for a fast beatdown. I'm probably going to lose the Tidehunter because of the Weapon Strike. Should still have the... Yeah, there we go. There's the Tidehunter gone. And what else?
Get behind me.
Booty Bay Bodyguard. Okay. Could trade off the Spellbreaker. Could trade it off. Particularly since it wouldn't survive the ensuing beatdown. Or even if I pulled out a Defender of Argus. So let's do this in sequence. We'll pull out the Murloc Raider first. Then we'll go for the Fiery War Axe. Defender of Argus
For Argus.
deploys to boost these two guys. Then I can send in... Yes. Have I thought this through correctly? 3 damage. Can I do this without taking serious hits? Okay, so I have got a 5 attack to that. I could just trade off. In fact, that's the only way to get rid of the goblin. So that's done. And then Garrosh to the face. So 15 to 19, and I have a taunt in play. Stormwind Champion next turn, unless something else comes up. Like that. Right. Okay, and at this point, I could really use some area of effect options. On the other hand, I can get the Stormwind Champion out, so... Are you going to go for the trade there? Yes, you are. Okay, that's one less to worry about. So... Pull out the Stormwind Champion.
Behold the might of Stormwind!
Which isn't really going to help the Murloc's survival rate, it has to be said. And... Okay, I can't go for the Panther. If I take down any of that little lot, he can go for a clearance. Taking a gamble here, we'll just go for the face. Right, so... Direct damage would be nice. Not going to happen. He will beat the Murloc down, probably trading off the Defias Scrub. Actually, what is the name for that card? Defias Bandit to get rid of it, because that's his least worst option, and then try a Blitz. Of course, there may be something else in play. Oh, you little sod. Right, well, that's still a 3-2. It's still going to do some damage if you try to trade something off for it. Okay, that Harpy has got to go. Come on, you know full well you can clear the board. So yeah, Panther trades, Defias trades, and then you're still looking at card trading for this, because I can kill you off, then roll like 1, and 2. Well, that's not quite how I'd have done it, but it's still fairly effective. Oh right, now it shows up. Okay, so, not really many options at this point. Get the Mogashon out, get the Swordsmith out, and armour up. Nothing else to do at that point. Okay, Mogashon's up to 2 attacks, so...
I hear you got a problem.
Ravenholt Assassin. So he can do 6-7 damage. He can get rid of the Ravenholt, which is a little awkward. And I'm short on offensive options. I really need to beat him down fast at this stage. So, what are you going to go for? Do you think it's worth the risk? Yes, you do. Right, here comes the beat. So that's 2 there. 4 there. 1 there. Okay, and then the Harpy goes in with a Wind Fury. Okay, Priestess of Elune can come out, gives me a heal option. Again, go defensive. Now, again, I could play defensive here. I could target the Defias Bandit 2-1 with that. That would take off the incoming damage. However, I'd still lose the Harpy. I mean, that is what? 8, 15, 17, 19 damage to 21. On the other hand, 7, 11, 13, 14, 22 if he doesn't go for the kill. 7, 11, 13, 15, 16, 20. Now would be a good moment to have something with charge in the hand. What have I got there? 15 to 17. I'm basically boned for the turn after next if I can't make the kill either way. However, I'm going to go for that because, to be perfectly frank, it doesn't much matter. Hopefully he realizes that he has got to take down... Yeah, there we go. Now, that's not a trade I'd have made, frankly. Really not a trade I'd have made. On the other hand, he's probably figuring that... Yeah. I am seriously out of options at this point. Well, that's the most useless option ever, and I am dead. I can't make the kill next turn, and he can whack me quite easily, so let's just concede that one. Yeah, definitely Ogar rather than Lok'tar. And well played is debatable. I mean, I'm not sure how I could have played the deck any differently given what came up, but, oh well, got that at least. Still. Several key things didn't appear that would have made a big difference. Anyhow, let's go for another one. See how badly I can get hammered this time! Right, a worthy opponent who will doubtless relish the free kill. Ah, mirror match. Right. Die, imposter! Okay, so mind control tech, booty bay. Let's stick the mind control back in the deck because that's a late game card despite only having 3 mana. And I think we'll lose the goblin as well. Keep the Mogashon around as a turn 4 tank option. What do I get? Defender of Argus and a Razor Fen Hunter. Okay, so depending on what he pulls out turn 1... yeah, let's coin out and get the Murlocs out there. And see what happens. Swordsmith on turn 2 and then Razor Fen on turn 3. You're going to have to go, aren't you? What's come out? Arathi Weaponsmith. Right, okay, so we will pull out the Swordsmith. And then I think we are going to have to just accept that he's going to get the card from this, just make the trade. And then smash the face. Murloc gets a boost. Unfortunately, it's still only a 3-1. There's nothing to be done about that. So, next turn, Razor Fen Hunter unless something better comes up. Of course, if he pulls out Whirlwind, I'm in trouble anyway. Okay, now that's tempting. Could also go with Slam to get a card of my own out, or I could just trade off the Blades Master. You know what, let's pull out the ball, stick with the plan, and trade the Murloc. And then smash to the face. Right, so that will hopefully boost. Yep, perfect, it boosted the Orc. Options next turn, Mogashon Warden or Defender of Argus. Probably Defender of Argus, to be honest. Fine, okay, he's elected to shut me down like that. Definitely Defender of Argus at this stage, because then I can then run the ball and get rid of his Corcrom. Make it go there, again, free mob for a card, pretty good. And then smack the Orc, which has now got the taunt, so that gives me a tank in play. Okay, turn 5. Really? Okay, well at least that's drawn both his Corcron. So, keep the Iron Beak Cowl in reserve for the moment. We'll pull out the Arathi Weaponsmith, which gives me a 2/2 as a weapon, and then smack to the face. Twice. Okay, right, next turn, Mogoshan Warden. I need to get my defences back up. I've been a little aggressive these last couple of turns. Could also pop out an Iron Beak Owl if he does play a taunt of his own, or failing that just slam if he deploys something with at least 3 health but no specials. Now, what are you considering? Right, okay, definitely going for the slam. Right, Sunfury Protector pops a little late, but we'll go to slam, mill the deck a little. There we go, second Iron Beak Owl is here, so... Pull out the Mogoshan, get my own taunt out. Now, how am I going to do this? Efficiency, I think. Kill the gnome. Kill Mr. Mighty. And then AWP to the face. End turn. Okay, so immediate options will be Swampoos and Sunfury Protector, depending on what comes out. And of course what I do next turn. Zone Arathi Weaponsmith. Well, if you want to start playing with axes, I can do that as well.
My blade be thirsty.
Right. Now this is going to be nasty, because that's whenever a minion takes damage. So that goes for both him and us. So... 7 points. Right, let's pull out the Sunfury Protector. Triple Taunt. Not a bad defensive position to be in. We'll pull out the Iron Beak Owl, which is a bit of a waste of a silence, but I don't want that proc getting any more out of hand than it already is. And then we shall bring forth the Murloc, which gives me a charge and gives me some decent aggressive options. So... we'll get... no, we won't, because that's a 2-4. So I would have to get... I don't know, actually. I can take one hit there. One hit there, which gets rid of the mob. Then go for the charge, and the beatdown. Okay. So, 3 taunts, a semi-distortion, but if he pulls something like Whirlwind, I am in real trouble. Because all of my options are on low health. So 3, 4, 4, 4. Taunt, I can silence one of them, but I'm going to have to dispose of the other. Well, the obvious option there is the 4, 4, because it's just disposing of my taunt lands. There goes another one. Okay, his weapon's gone. So we'll pull out the owl and we'll actually taunt that one. And you'll see why in a second, because I can then go for the tank exchange there. Armour up, get the Murloc Raider out. I'm tempted to pull the Swampoos out even without the battle cry, just to remove the option, but... you know what, let's go for it. Pull that out. And again, administer, well, beat down to the face is very tempting. Question is, do I use that owl to get rid of his ball? Yes, I do, because I don't want that offing any more of my creatures. Was that a mistake? Yes, probably. Right, so... enter. Okay, so I am now hand-starved, which is a bit of a problem. But he is on 7 health, I'm effectively on 30, even if 2 of that's armour, and he has got some very limited options. What are you going to go for? 2-1 there, and kill off another one. Come on, there you go, right, traded the Murloc. Draw a card for each damage training character, okay, so that is a rather a bad position to be, because he's still sent down. Oh, sod. Right. Now I'm the one in the bad position. So, go for the cleave, because worst case scenario, that is going to do something like that. Right. Armour up. That Fen Creeper could be disposed of, but I'd have to blow all 3 minions to do it. And that would then leave me with a pair of 2-1s to work with. Really needed the cleave to hit that guy, to be honest. Alternatively, if I just hit end turn at this point, he'll use the Fen Creeper to kill the Acidicus. He will then use the Crocolisk to kill the Raider, which is a trade, and won't be able to get rid of the Sun Fury Protector, which will leave me vaguely bored even. Let's put him having a pair of 2-1s. So, we'll go with that, see what if he goes for that. He may just go for the beatdown, in which case I'm in the same position next turn, of course. Okay. I see some suicide attacks coming. Yeah, that's the one. And here comes the other. And I got my sequence completely wrong, didn't I? Because you can now use the Fen Creeper to wipe out my Sun Fury Protector. I didn't think that through, did I? Okay, here's hoping he kills himself. Ah, mind control tech. Excellent. Please let the dice gods be kind. The dice gods were kind. Right. That... Oh, wait, no, of course it puts it into passive, doesn't it? Right, armour up. Stupid lazy means. Okay, come on. Well, that could have been worse. Is that random to... Yes, it's just random to enemies. Pity. And now he's healed. Well... Yeah, you've just rethought that strategy, haven't you? Okay. Well, at least he didn't get the charge. On the other hand... Oh no, he just went to the trade. Okay. Why? Right, so... I have Execute. That will let me get rid of something, but I am probably going to lose the Mind Control tech next turn. If I trade out and go for the Cobra, well, armour up, that's by default. Or I can suicide and go for the Priestess, but he'll then just use the Cobra to eliminate whatever I pull out next turn. Or I can get rid of one of the Demolishers by taking out, but then again the Cobra just... Right, that Cobra has got to go. Yeah, there we go, and the pop comes in. So, suicide, but at least it contains the damage. Unculture, of course, Garrosh now starts absorbing explosive barrels. And I'm about to swallow 5, 7, 8, 9 damage, plus whatever he pulls out this turn. Oh, for heaven's sake. Right, this is getting out of hand. Rather badly out of hand, in fact. Okay, silence a minion. Well, that's completely unhelpful. I suppose I can shut one of the Demolishers down.
Your magic shall not save you.
And then armour up in a desperate attempt to stay alive. I have lost again, haven't I? Right, okay. So, Spellbreaker gets hit for 1 damage from that silenced minion. That's a trade. Or he just goes for the beatdown, which is entirely within the possibilities. Oh, you're kidding me. Charge? Right. Okay, yeah, I'm dead. What? You didn't just kill me? Oh, fine, no. Sod this. Enjoy your moment of victory, mate. Ugh. What am I doing wrong? What did I get wrong with this deck? Who knows? I dare say we'll find out in the next episode of Scrub of the Arena. Why do I continue to put myself through this? Farewell.